Hey there guys! So welcome to my Try Health Launch series where I discuss common conditions, bust a few myths and show you 3 exercises to relieve your pain. I'm Dr. Mamta Revankar, a physiotherapist, and without wasting any more time, let's get started! So today we'll look at shoulder conditions. Shoulder is one of the important joints in the body and it's very mobile at the cost of stability. So it can manifest a variety of symptoms, many of which could be say pain in the front of the shoulder, which could be because of a biceps tendinitis or a supraspinatus tendinitis. You may have something called as a painful arc, where when you take your hands up from the sides, you may have pain from this portion to this portion. So this may be in conditions named as impingement. You may have something as instability, wherein you feel some looseness in the joint, which can later on might cause a dislocation. You may have something called as a rotator cuff tear, wherein because of impact on the shoulder, there is a tear of the 4 muscles called the rotator cuff that provides stability to the shoulder. Then there may be some grating at the back in the bone called as a scapula, which is a part of the shoulder, because of the muscles that control it may not be functioning properly. You may have something known as a frozen shoulder, which is widely abused, wherein you have a global restriction of the shoulder, or there may be shoulder fracture, especially if you have fallen onto the shoulder and you are old or postmenopause. Let's bust some myths now. So myth number 1, my shoulder pain must be frozen shoulder. The answer, no. All shoulder pain is not frozen shoulder. So you can test whether you have a frozen shoulder if you have a particular movement pattern restriction, wherein doing this, which is called lateral rotation, is more affected than doing this, which is called abduction, which is more affected than taking your hand behind or moving this movement, which is called medial rotation. So yeah, all shoulder pain is not frozen shoulder. Myth number 2, rotator cuff tears always require surgery. The answer, no. So rotator cuff tears are tears of the cuff muscles that provide stability to the joint. So if you have done an MRI, it may show a rotator cuff tear. However, whether it requires a surgery depends on various factors such as the grade of the tear, the position of the tear, also the level of activity that you want to go back to after the shoulder surgery. So many times a trial of physiotherapy is given before surgery, especially if it's an old person who has reported a rotator cuff tear, which may be a long-standing degenerative one. Myth number 3, my shoulder is aching and paining, so I will let it rest and not move it at all. Maybe it will get better. The answer, a big no. So whenever you have shoulder pain, if you do not move the shoulder around, the shoulder joint is notorious to become stiff, especially because the covering over it becomes tight. So secondarily, you may actually cause a frozen shoulder because the global movement will then simultaneously get affected. So you need to move that shoulder how much ever you can within the pain range. Once conditions such as fractures are ruled out, which require the shoulder to be immobilized. Bonus myth. So this is based on a personal experience. So the myth goes that I don't have any swelling around the shoulder, so obviously there is no fracture. The answer, no. So whenever you have hit your shoulder, there may be swelling that has developed, but because the shoulder is very deep inside, the swelling is not easily seen outside on the surface. So whenever you have hit your shoulder or impacted your shoulder, you need to do screening by doing an X-ray to rule out a fracture or doing an MRI to rule out any soft tissue injury. So now we come to the exercises part. For the first exercise, we will be doing something called as lateral rotation, which helps to strengthen the infraspinatus muscle, which is a small muscle at the back and is a part of the rotator cuff muscle. For the beginner level, we will be in a lying down position and you will need something called as a towel roll, which will be placed just under the arm. Okay, so now going on to doing the exercise. In the lying down position, keep it just below the lower part of the arm. Keep your elbow at 90 degrees. Keep your hand such that it's facing your face like a mirror. And now you move the arm in the outward direction. Okay, the hand and the forearm should move in the outward direction. Right. So move it out with control. At the end, hold for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then bring it back. Once again, do it with control, slowly. Do not do any repeated shaky movement. Hold it at the end for a count of 5, and then bring it back towards the center. For level 2 or the intermediate level, I'll be showing for this shoulder. You will be in the sideline position now, and you will keep the same towel roll under the arm and place it like that. Place the elbow at 90 degrees, and now you will move your forearm in the upward direction towards the ceiling. So hold the 90 degree at the elbow and then move the arm up. Move the hand up. Hold for a count of 5 at the end and then bring it back. Make sure that the shoulder doesn't move forward or backward and it's stable. For level 3, that is a professional level, you will be in the same position as the second exercise with a towel roll in place with your elbow at 90 degrees and you in the sideline position. But you will add a weight to this so as to increase the strength even more. I am using a 500 milliliter bottle. You can use something that you are comfortable and strong for. So yeah, fill it with water and then move it up towards the ceiling just like you did in the second exercise. Hold for a count of 5 at the end and then bring it back. Take it up, hold and then bring it back. For the second exercise, we will be exercising a muscle called the serratus anterior. It is present on the back portion. You will feel it at the scapula where it will move. You will not feel it anywhere else. So for the first level, that is a beginner level, you will do something called as a serratus wall push, wherein your body will be one above the other, the feet just below the shoulder. Your hands will be placed at shoulder level and then press the wall gently, not from the body but just from the shoulder for a count of 5 and then let go. You can ask someone to place their fingers over here so that they can feel it contract. You will not feel it anywhere else and there should be no movement from the body, from the elbow or from the hand. So you push 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and let go. For level 2, that is the intermediate level, you can hold your hand again at 90 degrees without using the wall. Okay, you just push your shoulder forward, or in other words protract it. Keep a finger over here so that this muscle doesn't act up and it's just this muscle which is working. So push forward and then leave. Push forward for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and leave. While doing this, you may even rotate your entire arm laterally or towards the side. So let your palm face upward, but do it during the movement. So you are essentially doing 2 movements at one time. So push, rotate and hold for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax your shoulder. Push, rotate and hold for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and relax your shoulder. For level 3, that is the pro level, you are going to do the same exercise as it is, but you will take a weight. Either you can use a dumbbell, you can use a water bottle, or you can use a TheraBand which is suspended from behind and you pull it forward. So with the help of the bottle, what you can do is the same exercise again. Keep your hands at the shoulder level and then push, rotate and hold for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Again, push, rotate and hold for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and relax. For the third exercise, we will be doing something called as IYTs. IYTs are exercises for the scapula. As I told you, scapula is a very important part of the shoulder joint. So you need to exercise the muscles of the scapula. So it's not necessarily at a beginner, intermediate and pro level. But as the range improves, you will be able to go farther in the exercise levels and also you will be targeting different muscles. So for level 1 or the beginner level, okay, or the first position I must say, you are facing a wall okay, with your chest touching the wall, and you set the scapula, okay. That is, in effect, you take your shoulders in, that is backwards and downwards, that is towards the opposite pocket, okay. So you move it like that, set the scapula, and then you move your arms just 1 inch behind, hold for a count of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. So step 1 will always be your scapula setting, that is moving the shoulders behind, and then you move the arms just a very tiny bit behind, okay. So I will do level 1 again. Set the scapula, move the hands behind, hold for a count of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bring it back into the original position. For level 2, or the targeting the middle trapezius, your hands will be at 90 degrees, okay. So same way, we'll keep it at 90 degrees with a thumb pointed up against the wall. Set the scapula first by moving the shoulders behind, and then move your arms behind for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. While doing this, make sure that your hands are at 90 degrees and your shoulders don't drop down while you do the exercise. Okay, so again, set the scapula, move your shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. For level 3, or the third exercise where you target the lower trapezius, which is another muscle, you keep your hands at 120 degrees angle. So you keep it like this. Again, the thumb pointing up. Now you do a scapula setting exercise, and then you move the arms backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you like this video, then give us a big thumbs up by pressing that like button. And if you want to see more such videos, then subscribe to my channel. I come up with new videos every Tuesday. So until then, stay fit, stay painful.